colorists. We had a massive technical problem that I didn't realise. I was whittering away for an hour, and yeah, just went to move the recording over and realised that it had been on time lapse. I don't know how that happened. It had just moved. This better be recording now. It's I'm sure it was on video, but hey, these things happen. So the first half is time lapse. I do apologise. You've got all the colours that you need, and some of the colour combinations, the combinations of colours that I've used for the first half of the shelf, I'll be repeating here. So yeah, you'll just have to try and get the combinations together. You'll be fine. You'll do it. So let's go for this one. I'm going to use 247 because we're going to go for a darker one, darker little pot here. So I'm using number 247. And then we're going to use a number 151 just to smooth that out a little bit. And then go for onto oh, where's it gone? Okay, I've lost a pencil there. Okay, we'll go with this one instead. Let's go number 152. Gonna find the one I wanted to use. I'm not sure what's happened there. Oh, I'll come across it at some point. And then this one we're going to do slightly lighter, and actually with that one we've gone from dark to light going across. From this one we're going to go up, just like the previous. So this is very much what I'm about to do now, is a lot like how I did the tall vase. So we're going to start, I'm actually going to start top. This is number 154. Now, see there before when I was colouring off slips, I'm going to have to use a dark blue to kind of cover that up a little bit. We'll do that. Then we'll go on to number, I've just found the pencil I was looking for, good. And we'll go on to number 145. I'm just going in a slight kind of U shape. And this one straight down. Going lighter when I'm actually sort of going over the edge of that colour there. Then I'm going to go to number 152. And then the colour I was looking for before but couldn't find, number, which is one of my favourite blues, 110 phthalo blue. There we go, and then we'll go over the edge, but it's kind of gone a bit green because of that pencil, but that's okay. Probably should try to rub that out first, eh? Yeah, if you do that, try an eraser first. You can get these really like tiny erasers, so they're really precise where they rub rather than using the big ones. There we go. Right, now we're going to outline. So for the little dark pot, let's go number 3 in the Tri Plus. Which is the darkest blue that Tri Plus do. There we go. I'll do a few little dots just on the bottom edge there. And with that slightly lighter one, let's do number 30. So yeah, I'm really sorry about the time lapse thing. I couldn't believe it when I opened my phone, because it is literally just my iPhone that I'm recording with. I'm not a professional YouTuber, as you can tell. It's me and my phone and a little kind of tripod-y thingy. And so because I've tried to get you know, the video I'm taking quite close, I'm just going to do just a few little dots at the bottom, quite close, yeah, I can't actually, I can't see the screen because the phone's obviously pointed downwards. So okay, I've just had a moment of inspiration. You're probably all sitting there going, "Duh, Becky, I could actually have my phone the other way, couldn't I, and be seeing what you're seeing?" Oh my God, I've been doing it the other way, so my phone's kind of pointing at it, thinking, but you can flip it. Oh my God, what an idiot! I shall do it the other way. It's only just occurred to me, and the whole YouTube fan base groaned. Oh. Duh, Becky. Oh my God, I'll have to do that differently. Right, so these flowers here we're going to keep nice and light because we've got the pots darker. So this is my other, I've got two favourite blues. This is my other all-time favourite blue. The 154 light cobalt turquoise. It's a blue. Shh, it's a blue. Don't tell anyone, I won't. Yeah, I love this colour. So I'm just going to go through and lightly colour the petals with this. I'll slightly go over there, and we'll do some of the detail with the fine liner, and the same with this one here. Going a little bit, the pressure's a bit harder near the top there. Anyway, okay. So now I'm going to go 301. And with this one, it's definitely, I'm going over the lines a couple of times because I really want the blue, the fine liner to stand out. But these petals have definitely had, you know, pencils gone over them. So what I want to do is just make sure I'm cleaning the end of my fine liner off every now and then so you don't get a build up. Otherwise the fine liner, it's like the fine liner stops working. It's not actually stopped working, you've just got to take the, can get a layer of the, you know, the oil or whatever from the pencil. Right, and then just near the centre, around the edge here, I'm just going to take the colour out so it's a bit, so there we go, it stands out a bit more. Oh, actually, with those ones at the top, let's use number 34, which is just more of a bluey kind of colour. Oh, and I can definitely, you can feel it actually as you're doing it, that how much pencil build up is over it. And that one I can really feel as I'm putting the fine liner down. So I need to make sure I'm keeping that off my fine liner tip, because it will affect it. So if ever you get that build up and it's like the fine liner stops working, or you know the ink stops flowing, don't panic. Firstly, just go onto paper and just keep doing circles. And if you keep doing it, moving around the paper, it should come off, and then your fine liner will just start working again. But if it doesn't, then you can just add tiniest bit of water and try that to the end, tiny bit of water at the end, and just keep circling on paper again, and it should come good. But yeah, the best thing to do to avoid that is if you're doing fine liner and pencils, just keep cleaning your fine liner off as you go around. Right, because these are so fine lines here, I'm not going to pencil the leaves. I'm just going to go straight in with the fine liner number 51, a nice light one. Quite strange with these, like, look like little horns, don't they? So yeah, apologies once again for not doing the accidentally doing time lapse. Think about time lapses as well. It'll play, I don't know how long it'll take to play. I don't know, a minute, or probably wasn't even a minute's worth. But it actually took over an hour to record because I still had to do all the colouring. Yeah, an almost scintillating conversation that you missed. Can't even remember what I was chatting about. I know I did apologise to Hayley specifically, but there's a couple of people who've been waiting for the blue shelf and obviously the pink shelf that I've not done yet. Yeah, I literally have just, I work full time, but I've also started doing some studies and had a presentation due, and so yeah, I've been a bit snowed under. But it's here finally. It's here finally, so I'm sorry. Okay, so there's that. So next one along, a little blue flower here. Now I've not done the, this is glass and see-through, so what you actually want, that brown background should be showing through that, and I've not done that. So I will, when my polychromos finally come, do that, because I'm still waiting. Oh, actually, that's a fib. So I ordered some, and they came, but when they came, they were they were either fake, I'm not sure, but there was lots of like bits everywhere. I don't know, they just didn't look right. I wasn't happy with them, so I sent them back. It's all through Amazon. I got a refund and everything, so that was fine. And I ordered them through another supplier, so I'm just waiting for that set to come. Right, this flower we're going to start with slightly darker, because we've got a light bit here. Oh, let me just outline that, sorry. Number 301. Kept it very plain and just so like it's a, you know, plain glass with some water. Yep, so let's do the flower a bit darker. So where did I go? Yep, so number 110. That's what I said before, it might be a different one now. So do that in the centre, and then just a little bit where the shadow will be showing here, and then I think up that middle bit as well. And then we will go with number 152. Just along the bottom there. And I might leave that bit white. And we're going to go around it with the medium blue, so we're going to go around with the 30. Let's grab my tea here. I was saying, while I was doing the time lapse, that it's a Saturday morning here in Perth, Western Australia, as I'm recording this. And it's Saturday, the 12th of September, 2020. Just going to do a few dots along here. Right, now for the stem, we're going to go just because I try not to use the same green twice. So for that one, I'm just going to do a 52 for the outlining, and the inside, I'm just going to use number 266, the permanent green. A little bit darker down the middle, lighter on the outside. So 52. Yes, it's a Saturday morning, so when I was recording the other part, my two teenage sons got up and the shower was going. My husband had got up because it's nice and early. And then, yeah, the dogs were coming in and out. It's probably quite good that it was on time lapse in hindsight. Right then, on to the next one with a little jug. Now we'll do some kind of what I would call more like the sky kind of blues here for this jug, and where's the lighter one, and maybe throw in a bit of my favourite little blue there. Okay, so oh, and this one, I missed one. So let's start with the dark one. Let's start with 151. I think the key when you're looking for colours for this one where there's lots of patterns is just some variation. But same, obviously we're using the same colour range now. But using the same kind of colour range or multicolour range. So there's a real temptation with ones like this to use too many different colours, I think. Or I find there's temptation for me anyway. And it can, you know, get really messy really quickly. Don't get me wrong, I'm all for bright colours. I love using lots of bright colours. But you don't have to use every single pencil that you own. Right then, this is number 144, cobalt blue. So the more kind of, I call them kind of sky blues. They're more, there's probably some technical term that I don't know. Pastel-y blues sort of thing. Oh, I hope you know what I'm on about. Now we're going to go for the next one down, which is cobalt blue 143. And then with this one, let's colour those in. Now we're going to go for the next one down, 120, which is ultramarine. Now this one I need to sharpen a little bit because see it's blunt. And you probably won't see it in the time lapse because it's so quick, but I wanted to have a shout out to the person that told me to get this sharpener because it's absolutely brilliant. You can change, you know, the closeness of the sharp that you want. It's when I was doing one of the tutorials with prisoners. And yeah, she messaged me and it's like, oh my God, $15 it was from Amazon if you're in Australia, and worth it. Look at the point on that. Yeah, and it doesn't, I have got the pencil sharpeners that do it to the point as well, but they seem to waste small pencils I'm sharpening. This is just absolutely love it, absolutely brilliant. So massive thank you for the person that told me about that. I should have looked it up and said thank you properly, and mentioned your name. Sorry, apologies. Right, let's just, with this lighter one now, I'm also going to start this top part. Just a little bit, because that's going to actually be quite light. And then go for the lighter one on here, which is number 146, sky blue. I'm just going to sharpen this one as well. Sky blue. Oh, maybe that's why I refer to them as sky blues. The ones that kind of go with the one that's called sky blue. Da, 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 da. There you go. And with this sky blue, I think I'm going to do just block colour there. Then I'm going to get my fave, number 154. It's a blue, honestly. Do some block colours. I'm going to do some dots with the fine liner on the top bit. Right, now let's use the fine liners to even this out a bit. So if we do the 301, which is the one that kind of matches that last one I did. So I'm going to outline the circles. colour in between there. I'm also going to do this top bit. Cleaning off my brush there right now. Let's go a bit dot mad. Just around the edges. Okay, and then the last one is this bit here. Just going to colour those side bits because they're missing a bit of colour. Right, now for the other part, the other blue, I'm going to use the, sorry, wrong one. There we go, it's sort of the medium blue, number 30. I'm just sipping a cup of coffee here because it's early-ish in the morning. Few dots because you can never have enough dots, and just go over these lines here. Job done. There we go. Right then, onto these little, they look like bluebells, don't they? Now I'm not even going to I'm going to very, very lightly, I'm going to go with this colour because it's probably my most bluebellish colour, number 120. Very, very lightly go over to fill it in because it's so tiny details. And yeah, I'll just use the fine liner then. So which fine liner to use, that's the question. Okay, I'm going to use no, I'll use this one a bit darker, so 30. Don't want to use this one or a dot. No, yeah, this is okay. I'm going to clean the nib after every flower. Stop any build up. There we go. Right then, so the leaves there, let's do lightish because we've got quite dark. So this is number 166. Let's go quite lightish there. There's not much space, so I'm just going to colour full with a pencil. And then we'll go over with number 51. Clean it off. There we go. Right then, onto my pot here. So let's go, we're going a bit darker there. I'm not really well, I'm kind of going opposite to the my original picture here, but that's okay. I want to go a little bit lighter, so let's do, what are we going to do? Let's go that one. Oh, rolled off. Let's go those three, and then maybe a little fave in the middle. There we go, we'll use those. So there, so let's start with a number. Oh, that's not the one I wanted to start with. Oh well, I'm starting with this now. Let's go with number 110. This is a nice round bowl, so, and Johanna's even put that little bit in there to make it's a little bit of a shine spot. They're beautiful. What are they? A bit tulips, weren't they? I think they look kind of like tulips. Where the overhang here, that's going to be dark as the shadow. Okay. So that's the darkest bit. So that's 110. Then we'll go for the next one, which is 152. And I'm just going to go over the edges. I'm doing small circular motions just at the sides. And following that bit there. Then I'm going to go onto the lightest one, which is 145. Very, very slight, because I want that middle bit to be that really nice blue that I like. So this is just to blend. Like the bottom fully. And then go for my fave. 154. And I'm pressing quite firmly here. To make that blend in. Over there. There we go. Nice round pot. Let's match the darker one, so I'm going to outline with number 30. Match the darkest pencil that we used. I want to keep this quite smooth, so I'm not going to do too many dots. I'll do some. Because Johanna's already put a few in, as you can see here. So it's because Johanna's done a few, let's add a few, but not loads. Go over that. A few this side, we'll add a few that side. And I think maybe just a couple there where there'd be some shadow. And there we go. Don't want to do any more. Okay then. So now let's do the tulips. And I think it actually be quite good to keep them similar colours, to use exactly the same colours as what we've done for the pot, but use for the tulips. So the darkest blue here, just for the bottom. I'm kind of, the lines that Johanna's put in, I'm kind of taking out with the pencil, just taking in that line that she's put in a bit further. And then the other thing is the inside of that tulip there is going to be dark, or the edge. Let's put a bit of pencil there as well. Now I'm going to skip one because I don't want it to blend perfectly. I want those lines to kind of still be there. So instead of going for the next one, which like when we did the pot 152, I'm going to go straight to now 145. And see how you can still see the lines that way. I'm not going to go right to the edge because I actually want to keep a bit of white, I think. I won't do on the inside. Those inside bits I'll take full colour. But these main bits you can see at the front, I'm going to leave a bit of white. Leaving white can be really effective. And then we're going to go around very carefully. But this time I'm going to use number 34. So not the 30, which is the darker blue we use for the pot, but 34 because of those white bits. If you'd used the darker one, it would have been a bit too much against the white, I think. A lot of pencil on this, I can feel it. Enough. There we go. And tulips. Right then, so for the green I'm going to go a slightly darker one than we did before. And those plants there are got quite a wide, there's a wide amount, so I'm going to use the permanent green on the, that one I use it for all of it, but for these ones I'll just do a darker one there and on there, and then go for the number 168, the earth yellowish green, which is for the middle bit. There we go. And use number 51 just to go around the edge. Or should I use the darker one? What did I use for that one? Let's go the darker one actually, because I think I used that for that. I don't know if I did or not. 52. Let's go 52. I can't even remember. The whole reading out the names of the pencils I'm using is very strange because obviously I don't colour like that. I don't colour in this position either. I haven't already said that. I can't remember what I've said and not said because of talking on the other video that was time lapsing. But when I'm normally colouring every night, or most nights, I'm actually sitting at my sofa, not at a desk like this. So yeah, so it's actually more awkward. Now for this one, let's go really light on this one. So let's use the number 154, and what we'll do is keep it really light on this side. All the way down, just go over. I'm going to go over that part with fine liners, I think, for detail. And then use number 152 for this side, pressing quite firm down the side, and then as I go into the middle, small circles just to blend that, make the blend a bit smoother. There we go. Now to go around it, I'm going to use the lighter one, so the 301, to match to the lighter one. But Becky, you always say match to the dark one. I do, but in this instance, I want I want this to be a little bit lighter. So the dark one was really more about providing a bit of shadow and depth. I actually really want this this blue to show up more. Let's clean that. And I'll do a bit of silver dots on that. Where's my silver dotter? Actually, we didn't do any silver dots on over there, did we? So we can do a couple of silver dots on there. And while we're here, can't not have a couple of silver dots on this one, eh? I'll be it for that one. Don't want anything on that one because that looks nice as it is. Oh, but what we might do, how about we just make that silver? That'll be nice when the light catches it. Okay, onto the little things. Wow, what do they look like? They look, what are they called? Peace lilies, are they? Peace lilies. So I'm going to use the same light colour down here. They're normally white, aren't they, these, I think? And we're just in the middle there. That would show up. Use that lighter blue and just go over it really lightly. I just want that light to really show up. And on this bottom bit, it's going to be a bit stronger. And then there we go. So it very much matches the vase. So again, to outline, I'm going to use a 301 to match the colour. Johanna's already done the dots there for us. We'll just take some of that through. There we go. Now for colour for the leaves there, let's keep it nice and light. So let's use this one, number 166, grass green. There we go, and then we'll keep it light to go around it, number 51. Okay, the little jug here, the little goblet, that I would say. Let's do a nice dark colour for that one. So let's use number 247, and we're going to keep it really dark. And then the next colour for that, I'm going to go number 110. So this specifically will contrast slightly. I've not gone for a perfect blend on purpose. Okay, now we need a darker colour, so we'll go with the darkest blue, or one of the darker blues. Yeah, let's go with the darkest one, number 3, to outline that one. There we go. Right then, the little flowers there. I've actually gone over that, so they need to be a bit darker, I think. So let's go for number 151. I'm actually pressing really firmly because I'd see how I've gone over with the background there. So I'll try and go with pencil first. I might have to go over it all with eyeliner. I'm actually going to use number 37 rather than the number 3. It's just slightly lighter. Okay, that'll do, and then we'll go, those leaves are so tiny, we'll go straight in with the darker green, number 52, for the little leaves. Then we're on to the last one. I'm just gonna, so I've outlined there first, and I'm just gonna colour in with the little, it's only, I've only got a tiny one, number 475, which is actually like an olive, to keep it darker, but oh, there we go, that'll do. Okay, now we're on to the last one here, which is the big beautiful blooms. So again, this is looks like water in a kind of a glass jar. So let's go with number 152, and don't go right to the edge with this. Kind of stay away from the edge a little bit. This is because glass has a thickness to it, so to try and give that kind of glass effect, if you don't go to the very edge with the darkest one, kind of stay a little bit from the edge. It should help to give that effect of glass. Then go with number 154, and this you can go down around the edge. And again all the way across because it's water. And then for the glass effect, I'm going to go over blue, but then what I'm going to do is try and find the one, bear with me a second, that I did, that one behind it. Can't remember the colour, it's the yellow one, isn't it? I don't remember the colour, so I'm just going to use this one. Go with the flow, 183 ochre. I think it might have been like that. So basically, when it's glass, you can see through glass. So we should be able to see a bit of this yellow background just in that top half. So where there's lots of water, you just assume that, you know, the water's so you can't kind of see through that and leave that blue. But where it's just the glass, I'm just going to go a colour block. To do that top bit there as well. Okay, right, now what we're going to do is before I outline on this very firm green, so this is number 168, the earth green. Now we're going to outline, and we're going to outline using a light blue, using the 301 for that kind of glass kind of colour. Make sure you clean your fine liner because it's going over pencil here. I haven't actually finished the shelves in, have I? The actual, like the shelf here. I'll let you guys do that. You can have a look at my original picture and see how I did it. I'll let you guys do that. I'm just doing a few dots around the darker areas to make that stand out a bit. Okay, right, that's the glass jar done. So now we're going to do these big balloons. These are lovely big balloons, and we're going to do them. I'm going to use the similar kind of colour range that I've done for the water for those two there, but then starting with the darker centre. So these three. So the first one is number 110. And we're going to do dark in the centre. I hope my hand's not in the way with this. Do this one first. So dark in the centre, and then at the kind of where it touches the petals underneath it is where it's going to be darkest. Then get the next one, which is number 152. And just go out a little bit more from where you've just done, wherever you've just done the dark one, but don't take it all the way out for the rest of the petal, because you're going to want to use the lightest blue to highlight that. So leave a little bit of white on each one. Oh, missed one there, look. Leave a bit of white on each one to use your lightest blue. And some of the smaller petals can be quite fiddly. That's okay, you got this. And then here's the last one, which is 154. I'm actually gonna use my sharpener just to get this. So with this one, because I really want this blue to show up. I'm just gonna go from the outside and try not to. I'm not putting too much effort into blending it. I'm colouring the white. And I'm not going over it all too much because I actually want it to look different. So if I went over it all too much, it'd all be the one colour, and you'd take away the definition then, the graduation. So yeah, you'd lose some of the effect. So I'm pressing really lightly as well on this outside one. Could have actually left it white. It's quite good just white, wasn't it? Use of white and leaving white spaces on the paper is underused as well, in my opinion, with pencils and with fine liners. There we go. Now let's just go round in a fine liner to make it pop. So we're going to use 301. I'm going to go the lightest because the outside edge is lighter. And I don't want to ruin that colour. Okay, so I'm going to work outside in. Just clean it off. There we go, let's do this one. This one I'm going to go from the inside outwards. Because I can. It doesn't matter as long as you do go over every petal outline. So this is a good way, sort of going either outside in or inside out, just means you make sure you do each one. Hey, there we go. So I just finished with the leaves and we're done. So with these leaves, I've used that earth green on there, but I actually want these bits here to be a bit darker. So I'm using my very tiny number 1. So tiny, I can't tell you what the name is. 173, this one. I'm just taking it out. from the centre, following the lines that Johanna's given us. And then I'm going to go back to the green that I used for here, which is the 168. And then just use that for the edges of the leaves, blending it in. Then we'll get the number 51. Oh, actually, no, not that one. No, not that one. Let's use the olivey one, number 57, because this is quite dark. Outline that, and then we are done. And I will get onto the pink shelf, the last shelf, on Sunday, tomorrow. So if you are following along, that should be up very soon as well. It takes just as long to upload to YouTube these videos it does recording them. Crikey. Oh, the other exciting thing is I've got some Mitsubishi pencils that have arrived, so I'll do a little YouTube on that as well. So they're basically a bit cheaper than polychromos, but they're supposed to be just as good. So I'm quite excited about trying them out. But so I'll do a little YouTube when I open them. I haven't opened them yet, and have a look at them and give you my initial thoughts. Right, there we go. Thank you for joining me. And yeah, the pink shelf will be up soon. Bye.